Army's new electronic warfare Stryker vehicle will threat threefold. The Army's Stryker armored vehicle gets an electronic warfare system that combines three unprecedented capabilities: cyber warfare, signal intelligence and electronic attack. Modern battlefield courses with large amounts of signal traffic, radio control links to drones and ground vehicles remotely, communications networks that keep soldiers on the front line in touch with much higher base headquarters, and active radar emissions bouncing off enemy aircraft and incoming missiles. Electronic warfare, EU, is a dark magic that seeks to turn these indispensable sensors and communication links against their users. Transmissions can be listened to for compromise intelligence, COMINT, or used to identify what units are in the theater, electronic intelligence or ELINT. Electromagnetic sensors called electronic support measures, ESM, can even locate transmitters geographically precisely enough for targeting with lethal attacks. Electronic attack capabilities, jammers, can suppress communications and blind radar when needed. Even offensive hacks can disrupt or mislead enemy systems. The U.S. Army is now seeking to wrap all of these potent capabilities in one neat armored box, having announced on September 27 that it is awarding $9.6 million to Lockheed Martin to equip several Stryker armored vehicles with electronic warfare systems incorporating electronic warfare systems, which has never happened before. Trifecta of capabilities: cyberwarfare, signal intelligence and electronic attacks. This follows a 16-month competition in which Lockheed and DRT, Boeing both submitted 3 proof-of-concept vehicles for evaluation. The Army has requested an additional $39 million for the program, possibly to fund testing and initial procurement of new EU vehicles. The Stryker electronic warfare was vaguely designated as the Terrestrial Layer System (BCT) as it would have the mobility and armored protection to accompany the Brigade Combat Team (BCT) on the front lines of battle. The Strykers are a family of 8x8 wheeled armored personnel carriers armed with mines, small arms and artillery shrapnel. In addition to the basic M1126 troop carrier model, the Army is also introducing a short-range air defense model called the Stryker m-shorad, which is designed to protect U.S. mechanized units in combat against low-flying aircraft, missiles, and drones using Stinger and Hellfire missiles and 30mm guns. There is also a Stryker D model armed with a laser for a more efficient defense against drones. The Stryker BCT-TLS variant, however, is based on the 18-ton M1133 armored ambulance model as it has the necessary additional electrical outlets. Lockheed's concept art for the Stryker BCT-TLS shows 3 large dome antennas in the center and rear fuselage of the vehicle, as well as sensors mounted on the side hulls. Undoubtedly, bringing together so many powerful antennas in one hull poses a significant technical challenge. The Army presentation also noted it would use machine learning to automate electronic attack missions and feature quick tune direction finding capabilities. Army Electronic Assault Renaissance. The TLS-BCT was quite intelligent because at the end of the Cold War, the Army retired electronic attack capabilities. In the 2000s, the service focused solely on deploying short-range jammers to protect convoys in Iraq and Afghanistan from remotely detonated improvised explosive devices, IEDs. Instead, the U.S. Air Force and Navy EC-130H Compass Call and EA-18G Growler aircraft take on the electronics and cyber attack roles, respectively. But it can't constantly protect ground units when fighting more formidable foes with strong air defenses. The deadly conflicts of the 2010s demonstrate the important role ground-based electronic warfare may play in future conflicts. In the 2014-15 war in eastern Ukraine, Russian electronic warfare companies were able to geolocate Ukrainian headquarters and hack soldiers' cell phones, enabling the targeting of artillery strikes that killed hundreds of people. Jamming also crippled Ukraine's command and control capabilities while the Russian offensive was underway. A U.S. Army study group concluded that Russian EU units were highly effective and that highly networked U.S. command posts would prove vulnerable to them if they did not adapt. Then in 2020, Turkey's ground-based Coral jamming system appeared to play an important role in disrupting Russian-made air defense systems in Syria, enabling tactical combat drones to overcome them in a battle of attrition. Now the Army plans to place TLS-BCT vehicles in the electronic warfare platoon of every military intelligence company maneuvering brigade. Currently, the field formation is fielding several lighter and less versatile stopgap EU vehicles. The mechanical unit uses the Tactical Electronic Warfare System (TEWS), mounted on the base Stryker M1126 hull. The light infantry uses TEW Light on the Flyer 72 Special Operations Truck, which can only perform ESM duties. It is equipped with the MLQ-44A Prophet Signal Intelligence Truck. All will be passed on to National Guard units when the Army begins receiving TLBCTs. However, Fleet International reported in December 2020 that not all of these will use the Stryker TLS variant. In exchange, armored brigades equipped with Bradley combat vehicles will receive equipment on tracked multi-purpose armored vehicles, AMPVs, most of which share the same hull as the Bradley. Light infantry brigades will also get their own vehicles, perhaps with mine-resistant ambush-protected, MRAP, style chassis. However, there has been little information since then, regarding additional TLS-BCT variants. Apart from that, TLS-BCT has an open architecture and can integrate with other systems using the shared C5ISR, EU Modular Open Suite of Standards, CMOSS, including a drone called MFEW Air Large. It will actually be a pod mounted on a standard MQ-1C Grey Eagle drone already in use by the company's Tactical Unmanned Aircraft System, UAS, brigade, which will be able to detect and geolocate the emitter up to about 240 miles away, and attack with its own jammer. However, funding for MFEW-AL was removed from the 2022 defense budget but could be recovered in subsequent years. The Army is also interested in a smaller pod system, MFEW-AS, with an estimated range of 173 miles for mounting on smaller Class 3 drones such as the RQ-7B. This system, which is pegged for delivery by 2030, can function in a more advanced outrider role compared to larger drones. There is also an obscure MFEW rotary program to support future Army reconnaissance helicopters defensively. Think big. TLS echelon above the brigade. The TLS-BCT and MFEW drones will both be connected to higher bases using the Electronic Warfare Planning and Management Tool, EUPMT, which can generate a laptop-based Ravenclaw system. The EUPMT synthesizes intelligence signals from multiple sources to produce a global picture of electronic activity in the battlespace and also manages friendly systems on the electronic spectrum to ensure they do not interfere with each other. Future downgrades are planned to enable them to remotely control EU assets, improve electronic attack targeting, and integrate more cyber capabilities. Higher-level headquarters also require electronic warfare assets, so the Army plans to introduce a long-range system called TLS-EAB for upper echelon brigades, to be used by divisional and corps-level electronic warfare companies, as well as being integrated into units. Unique new brigade-sized multi-domain tasks. Both types of TLS-EAB systems will be deployed further from the front lines and do not require armor protection, so they will be installed on the Oshkosh FMTV medium tactical truck. The first variant will effectively be a remote version for the TLS-BCT and have a crew of 8, split between SIGINT and EU personnel, and incorporate signal intelligence, jamming, radio direction finding, and hacking capabilities. However, there will also be a high-energy defensive electronic attack version with the mission of defending bases and other vital rear area units using jamming and hacking to disable or direct incoming drone and missile attacks. It may even be able to prematurely detonate radio-fused artillery shells. It will likely be able to link up with the Army's IBCS air defense network to improve response times to incoming threats, as well as with national technical means, i.e. missile warning satellites. Given the important role electronic warfare has played in the 20th century, the deployment of the TLS is arguably a reassuring sign that the Army understands that both field formations and rear area support units will require strong electronic soldiers to survive on